Welcome back. And today we are in Proverbs chapter 14. We are in verse 12 today. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end is the way to death. So you might think you're doing the right thing. You might think you're doing a good thing. Saving whales and hugging trees and all that environmental stuff. And it's really good to take care of the environment. We should take care of the environment. But if your life is all about the environment and not about the Lord, then you're missing the main point. Also, it's good for fairness and equality and justice. And if you fight for those who are oppressed, that's a good thing. But if your life is all about fighting for the oppressed, but it's not about the God of the oppressed, then you're missing the main point. It might seem right to you, and it might seem right to all of your buddies for you to be doing what you're doing, but if it's not the Lord, it's going to lead to death. Because no matter what good things we do in this earth, we can't do enough good to outweigh our sins against God. Those have to be forgiven by God. And once they're forgiven by God, then the right things will be so much better. So do the right things, but first come to the Lord, because that's the ultimate right thing. And then the right things that you will do after that will be so much better than anything you've imagined up to this point. Verse 13 says, even in laughter the heart may sorrow, and the end of the mirth may be grief. So even when you're happy, there's still things to be sad about. You can talk about good stuff when you're sad, and still be sad, and that's okay. But really, in the end of it, if you don't know the Lord, there's going to be a lot of grief. And no matter how much you're enjoying life now, it's not going to be worth it if the end of it's going to be bad. So even if it makes life harder now, follow the Lord, because He's worth it. In the end, there will be joy. And if I have to choose joy for either this life or the next life, I'd rather have it in the next. But honestly, if I can count on having joy in the next world, then I can actually have it here too. But it doesn't go the other way around. I can't just enjoy my life here, knowing that there's doom and destruction coming later. So I have to make sure that the later is taken care of first. It's kind of like, doing all your homework before you have fun. If you try to have fun before you finish your homework, then that homework is always looming over you, and you're kind of not really enjoying that fun as much as you could, as carefree as you could, because I have to stop and do work. But if you get all your work done first, then that fun is so much more freeing, because you don't have to worry about going back to finish the work later. Verse 14 says, the backslider in heart will be filled with his own ways, but a good man will be satisfied from above. So a backslider is talking about someone who is a follower of the Lord, but who is not currently following the Lord. They're a Christian, they say they're a Christian, they are a Christian, they believe in God, but what they're doing isn't really proclaiming the Christ that they are following. And it says, okay, well, you can do that, and you're going to be filled with your own ways. But if you really are truly righteous, if you're following the Lord, then everything you need, God's going to provide. And if He hasn't given it to you, then you don't need it. You don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to figure out your own ways of things. It's better for you that way. Verse 15 says, the simple believes every word, but the prudent considers well his steps. Don't believe everything someone tells you. Just be wise and discern what is true and what is not. And you'll get that from the Lord. A wise man fears and departs from evil, but a fool rages and is self-confident. And so if you're wise, you're gonna like, okay, this is evil. I'm not gonna spend my time hanging out with evil. But fools are full of rage and self-confidence. That's what they want to do. They're like, oh, I can handle this. It's not a big deal. I can do this. And we see this a lot in teenage guys, right? You see and it attracts the girls. The self-confidence attracts the girls. So guys are always trying to be confident about stuff, but it always gets them in trouble. And it's the meek and mild-mannered ones on the side are like, I don't want to do that. They're really the ones that the girls should be going after, because they're the ones who are going to have the good jobs later on. They're going to make the right decisions. They're going to respect the women better. But that's not usually how the girls choose. And so guys are tempted to be this eviler version of themselves. But don't do it. It's not worth it in the end. God bless you, and have a nice day.